Hello everyone, this is RaySpace here to bring you a single engine. This is not that engine, but it looks exactly the same, and that's because the actual engine that I'm going to show you is just a variant of this one. This one is the RD502. I've had these engines in my inventory for quite a while. I used them in the Solar System Tourism series, and it's just that it was awkward to try and package it for reasons that I will explain, but it will be as a zip in the video description. It won't be on my GitHub because these are a little bit weird and I don't put everything on my GitHub. Some things are just released in the video description of my videos, so you have to watch them. But anyway, this is the RD502. This was developed by Valentin Glushko. They decided to stop development of it because of the toxicity of its pentaborane propellant. HTP is not wonderful either, but the pentaborane is something special. It was going to be developed for the N1 program, but they decided it was too much to handle. And so this one was one that was really developed, but there was a variant that RaiderNick told me about that was worse, that was much worse. And so that is what I'm here to talk to you about. This model was from the RaiderNick. I didn't change it in any way. There's supposed to be pumps and stuff. This is not a pressure-fed engine. It's a pump-fed engine. And so there's supposed to be stuff on top, but I decided not to add that. I just left it exactly the way RaiderNick had the model. He gave it to me because of this variant, which, well, it's more complicated. So we don't see the stats. It doesn't have the engine GUI. But here you see that this one runs on pentaborane, liquid fluorine, liquid ammonia, lithium fluoride, and beryllium fluoride. What RaiderNick told to me was that there was a variant of the RD502 that used pentaborane, fluorine, ammonia, lithium, and beryllium. And I had to come up with some chemical way to make this work out and get the stats for it in RPA Lite, Rocket Propulsion Analysis Lite, which is a little program I use to calculate the properties of engines. And I managed, if we made it lithium fluoride and beryllium fluoride, to get it to work in RPA Lite and get some numbers for it in this exact ratio. If it was anything else, it just wouldn't churn out the numbers. And if I put this in right now, it probably wouldn't either. So it was a tough engine to configure with 5 different propellants, and I got the stats for it. That's what you see in the engine ISP there, and it's 64 kilonewtons is what it said it provided. The benefit of this is that the propellants are relatively dense compared to hydrogen, so you get the 423.5 seconds of ISP, while not having to deal with the bad property of hydrogen, which is that it takes up a lot of volume. But these are horrible, horrible things to have to contain in a tank. Pentaborane's bad, fluorine's bad, ammonia's not great. Lithium fluoride and beryllium fluoride probably actually are there to make the fluorine a little bit better. But anyway, the reason why I haven't released this before is because there is no lithium fluoride or beryllium fluoride tank in realism overhaul at all. So it has to be defined, the resources have to be defined specially, and a special tank has to be made for it. And hence the procedural tank dangerous. And so this will come with the mod. And so now it can fill the RaiderNick special, and it's tank type RaiderNick. It's all RaiderNick's fault. For those who don't know who RaiderNick is, he made a whole bunch of mods for Realism Overhaul, focusing on Soviet rockets and also Titan and a few American things like Scout and stuff like that. But this is just a regular, well, it's not that regular. It's a procedural tank with all your procedural tank stuff, but it's capable of containing the pentaborane, liquid fluorine, liquid ammonia, lithium fluoride, beryllium fluoride, and, you know, a bunch of other stuff. It's not super light, but it's actually probably lighter than I want it to be. I should make it heavier, but it's not as light as other things. Like the isogrid structure tank would be much lighter. But the isogrid structure tank is not going to be able to fill this. I mean, won't be able to supply this, I mean. Now it is a pump-fed engine, it's not a pressure-fed engine, so the ratio is better than the high pressure. I'll probably make a high pressure config. Oh, I thought it wouldn't have the other ones. I guess those are just added to all of them. But yeah, there you have it. That's the thing. This is not a highly pressurized tank right now. I'll maybe make a highly pressurized variant of it, but that'll be really heavy. So yeah, do you want to use something with these 5 propellants? Well, that's up to you. Let's just sort of test fire it. Okay, I don't care how it's... Oh, but we need the fuel settled. Oh, wait, it says the fuel is settled. Let me see. Okay. It's got a green plume. It probably ought to be a little bit smaller, but that's how it is right now. So, okay, that works. The value of this is not necessarily just in this engine. It's in the configs where I've got the tank configuration and the resource configuration. So if you go into the folder of this, you will be able to see how to add other propellants to the Community Resource Pack, and also how to make a tank that contains said propellants. So you can use this mod as an example of how to do that. Otherwise it might be very difficult, and so that can open some possibilities if you haven't figured out how to do that before. So really it's more of a demonstration of how to make other engines than just a single engine all on its own. So anyway, you'll find it as a zip in the video description, and it'll be going into the EDB mods folder under parts, and then it'll be the RD502, so you'll get both variants. And I really should have just made the RaiderNick special a variant on the RD502, but since this required special propellants that weren't normally in RO and the other one didn't, I decided to make them separate. So there'll be separate engines hanging out in your engine inventory. So with that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.